Hello and welcome back to Mountain Blade Warband and our 10-year anniversary series. Okay, here we go. Obviously in the previous episode we suffered a minor setback. Yes, it was only a setback. Indeed. References notwithstanding, we are now going to be attacking Jarl Turgor. Now bear in mind, this is not going to be one of those times where we go into a battle and we are 100% certain about what is going to happen. Because, of course, I don't have, well, actually any Swadian knights. I no longer have any of those fellows, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to try our best and see what happens here. So, yeah, they do outnumber us, which is, I think, due to the enemy vassal's tactics skill. Because I actually don't have a decent amount of tactics at all. I only have one in it. I actually should put maybe one additional point in that just so that it actually activates, because from what I remember, and this is something that is a little bit sporadic in my memory, because I'm not really someone that used a lot of tactics skill, and if I did use it, it would basically be one of those things where I just basically be like, oh yeah, I've got some spare points, I might as well put them in tactics, or a companion might have had some points in tactics or something like that. So yeah, it's not really a thing that I focused on. So the point is, generally what I remember from it is that tactics only works if you are having 2 points in it, or 4 or 6 or 8. As far as I'm aware, it only works on the even numbers, doesn't really work otherwise, and yeah, so you're going to have to be a little bit careful about that when you're specking into it, because I'm going to have to read the text just so that I actually get a bit of a reminder about it, because yeah, as I say, I've generally avoided tactics for a lot of time. Sometimes it's good, don't get me wrong, sometimes it is good, because you generally, I mean, especially in a game like Warband, where you have a very limited amount of units that you can summon to the battlefield, you're going to need as many of those on your side as possible. So it doesn't really matter one way or another if you can get those through just sheer numbers. In other words, whenever you're entering a battle and let's say you have more units than the enemy, then obviously that's definitely going to be really useful. But otherwise, apart from that, you're going to have to be careful, because otherwise, for example, this guy, he obviously had, I'm pretty sure, maybe 4, maybe even 6 in tactics, and that gave him the overall advantage in terms of numbers. And I don't know whether you noticed that, but we had about, what, 68, 69 units on the field, and he had, well, wait a minute, he had that? Yeah, no wait, he had that. And we had around 56 or something like that, yeah. So that really actually makes a pretty significant difference. You may not think so, but it's such a, I mean, if you think about the composition and the tier of unit, if you take that into account, then it's even more important, because if you think of it like, well, if they have 11 more units than I do, and those 11 units are tier 5s, or something immensely powerful like that, then yeah, we're going to have some issues. Okay, so there we go. We were able to achieve victory. We ended up losing 1 Vajir footman, which is really not that big a deal. And I am actually going to be taking this guy prisoner, because he has a bad personality. Indeed, he does have a bad personality. I am going to be leveling everyone else up as well. Yes, I remember this now. Yes, it's one of those times, isn't it? Yes, it's one of those times where I think to myself, oh no, I have so many people to level up, and I have to go through each and every one of them individually instead of just clicking auto level up on all of them, like you can in Bannerlord. Yes, indeed. There are a lot of quality of life improvements in Bannerlord, but as I say, I don't know, it feels different. That's all I can say. Anyway, what we're going to do is, I'm actually thinking, should I spec some points in crossbow? Yeah, why not? We'll spec some points in crossbow, just in case, Okay, so let's read tactics. Yeah, so as you can see, it says every 2 levels of this skill increases starting battle advantage by 1. So obviously, as you could no doubt tell, in that fight we had a battle advantage of -1. So I can only assume that Jarl Turagor, he probably had 4 in tactics. Somewhere around there. He probably had 4, because I don't have any, you see. Because me having 1 point in tactics actually doesn't activate the skill. It doesn't give me any benefit whatsoever to have 1 point in this. Which, you know, thinking about it, I think that's kind of awful, you know. I mean, tactics, generally, if you have 1 point in it, in my opinion, you should be getting 1 battle advantage, and so on, all the way up to 10, and obviously it's weighed against the opponent's tactics skill as well, so that's something to bear in mind too. So if you're someone that doesn't know about these skills or anything like that, just know that if, for example, let's say I have 0 in tactics, which is basically what I have, and someone else has 4 in tactics, then they're going to have +2 if we have an even battle. However, if I have 4 in tactics and they have 4 in tactics, well, it just equals out and they don't have any battle advantage and we don't have any battle advantage. So that's the way it works. And generally, as I say before, I personally feel like tactics should just work for every single point that you put points in it. You know, you should just be getting 1 battle advantage every single time. Same for the opponent. So if they have, I don't know, 9 in it and you have 5 in it, then, you know, there's obviously a disparity of 4 there. But whatever the case, I'm not going to continue going on about it. You get that point, don't you? You get the point. All right, so I'm actually going to be going for some additional points in trainer here, because generally I'm going to be going, I think I'm probably just going to go heavily into intelligence going forward, because there are many things that I actually would like to get, and I want the skill points to be able to make that work. Because apart from the fact that I personally think that tactics might even be useful, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think anyone, no one else has any tactics on my, on my side, in my party or whatever. So that is a little bit problematic. Oh, I'm getting attacked. Oh, I knew it. Oh, I should have waited until daytime. Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I wanted to mention as well. Basically, if you're playing a mod like, I don't know, like Pendor or something that generally has really difficult to kill units, and maybe you're doing, I don't know, maybe you're doing an Iron Man challenge or something like that. And do bear in mind, I have played many different series with the theme of Iron Man, which basically means you can't die. If you die, or your HP reaches 0, in other words, then that's game over. You know, that's kind of like the end of the series. So I've obviously done that in a variety of different mods. I did it in Pendor. I'm not sure, did I succeed? I actually don't know whether I succeeded, but whatever the case, there is a playlist on the channel if you want to check that out. Obviously, it's very much a case of, yes, just don't die, and then that's it. There you go, fantastic. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I feel like the Pendor Iron Man challenge was probably one of the most fun that I had, because mostly I had to be very efficient with my choices and what I was doing, and I was actually providing a lot of information as well. So if you're someone that really wants to, you know, min-max or learn a little bit of something about the game, maybe some intricacies that you didn't know before, and maybe you want to play Pendor yourself, then that's a really good place to check that stuff out. Because, you know, I may have to even look at my own series to actually remind myself if I go back to Pendor at some point, because generally, as I say, I did give a whole bunch of different strategies and information and so on and so forth. But, well, yeah, whatever the case. Anyway, let's now move on and attack this fellow. I would like to, yeah, this is a bit of an issue, isn't it? Yes, I would like to go back to Swadia. I want to go back to Swadia because I want to pick up some Swadian recruits. I want to try and see if I can maybe recruit some more people from there. Try and, you know, actually start getting our Swadian knight population back up and running. I mean, that's the thing. It's going to be a bit of a slog. You know, it's going to be a bit of a slog, and it's definitely not something that I really terribly want to do, but it's really useful. You know, it's really, really useful, but maybe I don't need to. You see, that's the thing that I'm kind of contemplating at the moment. Because I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe I can just make do with the current army that I have in my current command, and that's it. Maybe I'm not actually going to have to worry too much. Because, I mean, we're winning battles relatively simply, and maybe if I pick my battles relatively well, or generally just get kind of a bit lucky, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to let that guy go. He has a good personality as far as I can tell, and we're otherwise just going to continue leveling these fellas up. I know, people say, don't level up every single time you get people leveled up, and so on and so forth, because it reduces the overall amount of experience you get. And yeah, okay, yeah, I understand that is indeed the case. Now, the only reason, and I'm going to say this again, just to reiterate, I do know about that kind of thing, but generally I choose not to do it, mostly for the fact that if I'm going to be going into a battle, I want all of my units to be ready. I want them to be ready to attack at a moment's notice. I don't want to be having to scramble to go into the party screen and level all those people up just before the battle begins, or maybe I'm going to get pounced on by someone. You never know. Maybe I'm going to get pounced on and then all of a sudden, oh no, I can't access my party screen. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Anyway, there's 24,000 thanks to the tariffs from Sargoth. That's actually incredible. And yes, we have a bunch of enemies at Hrus Castle right here. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan at all, actually. Are we the marshal, by the way? I don't think we are. No, we are not the marshal. That's kind of a shame. Would have liked to have called for a campaign, but that's actually okay. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, that's actually pretty good, because Lord Olaf has now renounced his allegiance to the Nords and is joining us, which is pretty awesome. And, okay, wait a minute. Maybe I can I lure him out? He might think that, he can beat us, potentially. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, Artimena, yep, there we go. He actually returned to us, and we have now sent him off once again, which is exactly what we want. Thank you very much. And, yes, so we now have, let me actually just take a quick look. 48? Really? Okay. That's actually really surprising. I was not expecting that one bit. I'm actually really hoping that Jarl Turia will come out of the castle. There he is. Okay, fantastic. He actually left. I'm really surprised about that, actually. I thought to myself, there's no way this guy's going to leave. But yeah, he did. That is a fatal error, sir. Oh, yes. jarlturia.exe has stopped working, indeed. Well, let us hope that is the case, actually. Maybe he's just going to stand there and allow us to defeat him, but I don't think so. He's going to fight tooth and nail to the very last man, and, well, that's not going to be very nice. That actually reminds me, actually, bringing out this mace, I'm going to need to buy a new weapon. A new weapon that is actually somewhat capable of dealing killing blows. Because, I mean, you may think, oh, well, this one is pretty good, right? You know, I mean, this mace is pretty good. It can crush through blocks. It's fast, you know. It can be used in two hands, and it's actually pretty good in terms of its swing speed. However, it can't kill anything. That's the only issue. It can't kill anything. So if we do go into a siege, and we want to try the war of attrition strategy, where we just go in, kill a bunch of units that were as much as we possibly can, and then we go back in, it's already going to be the case that many of the units will have restored themselves in that time, just purely for the fact that I have only knocked them unconscious and not actually, you know, slaughtered them myself. In other words, you know, it just makes things that much more difficult for us in the long run, which is definitely something that we would like to try and avoid. And I'm actually kind of surprised that that these guys didn't just charge at us. I gotta say, I'm gonna applaud. Wait a minute. Are we gonna die? No, I think we're okay. But I was a bit worried there for a real quick second. I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, we're actually ending up losing quite a few units in our initial charge. But it seems like we're okay. That was okay, that was a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah. No, it's absolutely fine. Okay, Jarl Turia was also eliminated. Yes. Vagiers. They seem to be doing a pretty good job. I like them. Yeah, I do like them. And that is actually one of those things, you know. I mean, obviously in the past I've played with every single unit type in the game multiple times. You know, I've you know, made Vagia, you know, focused series. I've made Nord focused, you know, everything. Basically, just, you know, doing that kind of stuff is always really, really fun because it just limits you. You know, it limits you a little bit, gives you a bit more of. Well, not really a challenge, so to speak, but it does give you a little bit more to think about because you think to yourself, well, I can't use this unit, so what do I use instead? You know, that kind of thing. So that does make a pretty big difference to things. But, yeah, otherwise, there we go. That is indeed a victory for us. And, yeah, I'm thinking we'll try. Not sure if I can actually do it now. I lost 8 units. I'm not sure if I have... Do I have the strength to be able to even take this castle right here? I'm kind of in a bit of two minds about it right now, but... I'm not sure. I think you know what? I should be able to do it. Let's actually see, shall we? Because we're getting some more horsemen here. We're getting some more level ups in general. And maybe I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to take a look and see exactly what's going on here. Because obviously if it's a siege tower, I can probably kiss my chances goodbye. So we'll see. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, the Khanate are declaring war against the Vagirs. That could be really useful for us, actually. That could be really, really good. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, it is a ladder castle. Okay, this could be really good for us then. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, about the war with the Vagirs, we might be able to take advantage. So if we see that maybe the Khergits are taking a couple of castles or towns or something like that, we might actually want to go over to maybe even Ravadin or wercheg, or something along those lines, and maybe try to take one of their towns in one fell swoop. Really nice and easy. But we've got to be careful about Prince Yaroglek, of course, because he is definitely going to take offense to that. Anyway, let's lead our soldiers in an assault. Let's take a look. Okay, this actually might be okay. All right, I'm going to say the obligatory thing that I always say when we go into one of these sieges. I do prefer ladders because it makes it very difficult for me to slip off and die when I fall to the ground. Yeah. It's gonna happen. What do you bet? It's gonna happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't really know, but what I do know is that I should not switch to my two-handed. I am an imbecile. Why did I switch to my two-handed in that moment? Yeah, okay, well, let's be a bit careful here. My Vagia guards should be pretty cool here, because it seems like they have not actually gotten focused down, which is unheard of. I'm not entirely sure what even happened there. It seems like they were able to get in really easily, in fact. Very surprisingly so, because I would have expected them, considering they don't actually use shields, they use two-handed. I would have expected them to be eliminated pretty fast, you know, due to the Nord archers. I mean, you could see how much damage they were actually able to deal to me. They did a wonderful headshot on us, and yeah, I started this battle with full HP, and now look at me. Now I am just limping along. Okay, well, at least I haven't fallen off yet, right? I haven't fallen off the ladder here. I'd love to be able to get inside, but not sure if I'm going to be able to, because you can see here now this is exactly the reason why I have said multiple times already in this series that the AI seems a little bit too passive in sieges. Seems like they don't tend to move as well as they do in Bannerlord, so obviously that's a little bit better. But if you think about the other things in Bannerlord that are a little bit rough, and yeah, it's a little bit worrying, suffice it to say. Okay, so they're hitting my shield on my back. Hopefully I can just allow them to do so. Okay, please move. Yes, there we go. All right, fantastic. Don't shoot me in the face. Oh wow, I was really underestimating the range. Or should we say overestimating the range? I was definitely overestimating. No, don't die, sir. Don't die. Oh, are you serious? Did I literally... Okay, yeah. You know, that kind of thing happens... You know, I'm not even gonna... You know, I'm not even gonna say anything. That kind of thing happens every single time. Okay. There's only 120 in there. We should be able to take that really, really easily. But I obviously can't do that just yet. Alright, so yeah, I'm actually back in wercheg now, mostly for the fact that we have 2 vassals here that we could potentially accept into our faction, and indeed I am exactly going to be doing that. This guy has a relatively neutral relation with us, and this fellow is also relatively neutral, so we're just going to be accepting both of them, and we'll just try to expand as fast as we possibly can. Oh yeah, actually, wait a minute, what I wanted to do as well is change the marshalship. I want to make it so that we are the marshal so that I can actually call for campaigns and things like that now. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I wish to make myself Lord of Tyr. Yes, I'm not going to be doing that. I think that's a bit too much. I will be replacing Lord Krahask and I will be the marshal, I think. There we go. And we should probably... Wow, there's a lot of different places that are available here. So I'm going to be just giving a bunch of our new vassals some things. Lord Logerson and Krahask are needing some stuff too. So Krahask, there we go. And Logerson is not a big fan at all of what's going on here. Oh my, I remember this. Okay, yeah. Have fun trying to do this when you have 10 vassals or something like that and they all hate each other. Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable, let's just say that. Alright, so there we go. That is done. And now we can move. There we go. Yes, now we can move. Alright, so here's the thing. What has actually happened and indeed transpired in the last couple of days in-game? The Vaegirs have made peace with the Swadians. They're looking pretty good for us to potentially attack them as well. I haven't really seen anyone too strong from their faction running around. What is actually going on here? I'm traveling to Chalbek Castle. Why are they telling me that I can go this way? Oh, okay, that was a pathfinding. Whoa, okay, wait a minute. That is a really, really weird bit of pathfinding right there. Did you see that? I literally walked all the way out here and then all the way back. I've never seen that before. That must be a chalbek castle kind of thing. As I say, I've never seen that ever before in my entire time playing this. So, okay, that's actually really interesting. I mean, I don't know how interesting that really is, but as I say, I've never seen it before, so it's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, well, let's do a little bit of a battle against this fellow. Oh yeah, by the way, hrus Castle right here. That is a siege tower. Yeah, I actually was planning on taking that off screen. But I literally just decided, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I literally just, I couldn't do it, you know, I couldn't do it. It's one of those things where I'm just thinking to myself, this is a huge pain. I don't really want to do that right now. So instead I went to wercheg and just, you know, sorted out a couple of things. I actually did get a cleaver as well, by the way. I stopped off in Swadian territory, picked up a couple of recruits here and there. And I picked up this this two-handed cleaver for 700 gold. Yeah, it's really, really cheap. Because it is chipped. It's a chipped version, I believe. Yeah, it is a chipped version of the weapon. And obviously, if you buy something with a negative prefix to it, you're going to be rewarded tenfold in terms of your wallet. Your wallet is going to thank you, let's just say that. So that really makes a big difference. But otherwise, here it is. Chipped war cleaver, 44 cutting damage. Pretty nice. Not terribly good, but this is a great weapon if you've just started playing the game as well, because you're more than likely going to have around 10 strength, and it was super cheap, as I say. It's only 700 gold. You win one tournament, and you easily have enough to buy that, so it's pretty nice, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, otherwise, we're just going to continue leveling people up here. Look at this, 16 Swadian footmen. We're going to be heading into a fight in just a second, so obviously we're going to need to be a little bit careful about how we do this. And I'm actually going to be speccing him into more intelligence because we want more spotting skill And I'm actually wondering whether we should go for some pathfinding here, or whether I should just spec him into some weapon master and things like that. I think maybe weapon master might be quite nice, just to try and get him as much weapon proficiency as possible, because the more weapon proficiency he has, the faster his weapon speed, and the easier it's going to be for him to actually get kills and things. Yeah, so now this was also the main reason why I didn't head back here straight away, because Chalbek Castle now has people inside it, and I'm talking about vassals here, and they're making things very uncomfortable, aren't they? Yes, I mean, look at them. It's very, very problematic when this kind of thing happens. But thankfully, we now have that wonderful cleaver, so maybe I'm going to actually do a little bit better this time around. Although, yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath. I wouldn't hold your breath. It's probably not going to be very helpful for you. And, yeah, this is also a reason why, and I'm going to say this right now, it's a good idea. If you are planning on using a shield a lot, the only reason why I haven't actually done this before is because I haven't really used a shield that much. The only time I use a shield is when I'm actually doing a siege, and that's it. But I would highly recommend, if you're going to be a one-handed and shield user, sword and board, whatever you want to call it, spec into shield. Spec into the shield skill. It's really, really useful. It really is. If you are going to do that a lot, then it's just invaluable. It really is, because it is going to make your ability to stand up against archers so much easier, and your shield is going to get destroyed a whole bunch less too, so it really makes a huge difference. So highly recommended to do. Highly recommended to do that. Okay, yeah. I don't even. You know me. I'm livid. I'm actually really annoyed at that, because I got hit by an archer off to the side, as you could no doubt tell, and that actually provided enough of a force from the side to knock me off the ladder, even though I was almost at the top, so incredibly close to the top. And I really wanted to get in there with my cleaver. I don't know whether you noticed, but I switched to my cleaver just beforehand because I was so incredibly enthusiastic about using it. And then that happens. Yeah, that happens almost every single time. That is incredibly frustrating. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. It's fine. And as I say, it could be a lot better if the AI was just that little bit more aggressive. If they were more aggressive, it would be easy for us to get onto the battlements, but they do take a little bit of extra time to make decisions and things in Warband. And I mean, that's fine, you know, that's not that big a deal, but generally, yeah, that makes a pretty big difference to your overall survivability and stuff. So yeah, anyway, there we go. We've eliminated the archers, and there are a bunch of archers on the archery nest over there, so I think I'm probably going to be making my way over. Gotta be a bit careful though, because I think we're actually losing a lot of people. Yeah, we still have another 180 units to go. I'm actually a little bit worried about this. I'm thinking maybe we're even gonna lose. If we lose this, oh, I don't even know what to say at that point, because I'm just about getting back on my feet, getting back to, well, not really getting back to previous heights of strength, because we were very, very strong before, but it is gonna be a huge problem if I get myself eliminated. Okay, wait a minute. No. Okay, come on now. Oh yeah, I really love it when the AI makes such weak mistakes, I guess. That is really fun. Generally, any single time the AI doesn't block when you want them to block, or shall we say, when they want to block, it is just so nice, because, you know, like it's just nice, you know. Generally, it's one of those things where if you're fighting people, and I'm talking about Pendor here. Let's say you're fighting in Pendor or one of the other more difficult mods, and you're fighting a guy that has 600 weapon proficiency in whatever, one-handed, two-handed, whatever. It is extremely difficult to land a hit on those guys and to even defend against them as well. and actually having the opportunity to hit people, especially in the base game, of course, it's very satisfying and enjoyable to fight. And I think that's also a thing that is pretty fun to do in Bannerlord as well. Although in Bannerlord the AI is just slightly more annoying to deal with. Oh, what is actually going on here? Are you serious right now? What are these guys actually doing? Are you serious right here? Okay, they literally just decided to just stop attacking these fellows at the entry point to the keep, and now they're literally just standing there watching them while they get shot by a bunch of archers. Okay, well, that's not something that I really wanted them to do, but okay, I don't really have anything to say about that. That is just terrible. Okay, well, we're fine, because I actually came over here and started to help them out, but that was kind of weird. I wouldn't have expected them to do that. Look at this though. Look at how slow they are. Oh, that is really interesting. I mean, generally, you know, if you're used to playing Bannerlord, or generally if you've only played Bannerlord, then obviously, you know, the age of Warband is definitely going to show itself in these kinds of moments where you think to yourself, why is the AI not moving? And generally, yeah, you would definitely want them to move in that situation. You know, you don't want them to be just doing some random stuff. Wait a minute, are these archers literally murdering? They are absolutely murdering. That was a mistake and a half. Did you see that? Yeah, that was really weird. Alright, well, these guys literally switching to their bows as I am just upon them with my massive cleaver aimed at their face. And there we go. I believe that is indeed a victory. Wow, that was actually a much more difficult fight than it had to be. But that was mostly, I think, probably due to the fact that I made some mistakes. I made some poor decisions there. And you may think, well, what kind of poor decisions did you make? Well, if you looked at it, I mean, I went after the archers, right? Usually that's a good idea. Usually it's a good idea to go after the archers. But in that case, I think it probably was a mistake. If I had decided instead to help out my units, to help out the people that are actually at the front line, I might have actually prevented a lot of unnecessary death. Because these guys are literally going to get all slain at the very front of the keep. You know, and I'm talking about obviously the enemy is going to get slain, and I'm going to be assisting my forces in moving forward. And then as we go forward, we're going to sweep through the entirety of the battlements, and we're eventually going to get to where the archers are. But I've had a lot of situations in the past where I have been very worried about archers, and the archers in general have done so much damage that I really just didn't want to leave them alone. But maybe that was a bad call. Maybe that was a bad call. Maybe I needed to actually leave them alone this time. So that's something that I'm going to be, you know, pondering on for a little bit, and I'm just going to see if I can maybe make a better decision next time. So let's have a look here. Lord Gunda, Lord Logerson, doesn't really matter whichever one I want to give it to, so Lord Gunda, I guess. And yeah, there we are. Okay, so Chalbek Castle has now been taken. And yeah, the Nords are basically done. Wouldn't you say? I think the Nords are basically done. There is not much they can do here. And I'm thinking I personally do not want to take this, but generally what I could do is I could call for a campaign. Yeah, I could call for a campaign, and then we could go in there and we could do some wonderful stuff with that. So I'm thinking, yeah, we probably will. But maybe I'll do it off screen. I'm not entirely sure what to do at the moment. But I am going to be speccing Jeremus into wound treatment and first aid. We're going to get some wonderful 7-pointers in both of those, which is very nice. I like that a great deal. Forest bandits do become Swadians, right? Yes, they do. Okay, so I'm going to be speccing into the, well, going to be leveling the looters into forest bandits, so they can eventually become Swadians, which is going to be nice. And let's just take a quick look in hrus Castle here. I need to make sure that... Okay, there is someone in there, which is kind of unfortunate. And it's also a siege tower. Ugh. I hate siege towers. I really do. Alright, well, whatever the case, I am going to be sending a message to our vassals. And let's see who turns up in the next next minute or two, because I really don't want to wait around here too long. Yeah. Oh, Lord Olaf. Wow, you're actually coming over here with a pretty significant force. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. But yeah, anyway, we did actually get a pretty significant amount of Swadian man-at-arms leveled up as well from the experience that we gained in that previous fight. So I'm very pleased about that, because that means that we're going to get back to our former strength with having some Swadian knights on the field. We do have some Swadian knights, by the way. Don't know whether you've seen them, but I'm not entirely sure whether they even died in that previous fight. They might have. So that's bad, obviously. So I'm going to have to take a look at what my army composition actually is, because, yeah, if you took a look at the army composition before we headed in here while I was leveling up people, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. There are just so many different units that I currently have under my control. I'm going to need to do something about that. I might actually head back to wercheg after I've taken hrus Castle, and we'll do a little bit of sorting out in regards to my composition, make sure that it's as efficient as possible, because we do want to make sure that the Nords are eliminated completely. Of course, I could just go for Nadar Castle instead. Could go for Nadar Castle, because it is it's an outlier, you know. It's an outlier. It's right there. I think it would be pretty easy to take it, but hrus Castle is just kind of sticking out like a sore thumb, and I'd really like to take that instead, so I think I will probably just continue focusing on it, but it's definitely something that I would not recommend if you are someone like me who does not like siege towers. I really do not like them. Yeah. It's one of those. I guess the best thing that I can do is just continue to spec into engineer as well, because engineering, it's going to make all the difference in the world to getting that done. Getting that really, really fast done. Can you... Hey, come over here, sir. What? Are you serious? Did you see that? Yeah, he's not even bothering to actually come and help me now. Lord Olaf has literally... He has, what, 140 units or something like that? And he's not deciding to come and help me? Are you serious? I'm really surprised. Oh well, there's another 12,000 dinars there for us. And I think that's actually probably going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.